So I'm standing over my son. He's huddled on the ice beneath me at my feet and in tears. And I'm barely holding myself back from cursing. This is not the way I meant this day to go. Just hours before, we had been sitting together on the bus. We were part of a group of people that caught a bus at 3:30 in the morning to move through those last dark hours and arrive at the ski resort, the mountain ski place there in Western Maryland, just in time to get out on the slopes when the sun came out. And as we rode next to one another in the bus, he put his head on my shoulder and slept. And I thought how different this experience is from my experience with my father, when my father would hope to take me out on some adventure that would broaden me, deepen me, strengthen me. I typically felt nothing but tension about the potential to disappoint. But here was my son asleep on my shoulder, and we were on our way to ski, him for the very first time, me for the third or fourth time. I was no great expert, but I had learned to do it and was going to take him. We were all fitted out with our rental equipment in the bottom of the bus. And when we got there, we offloaded it and went into the lodge and suited up in this beat up old equipment and moved to the door of the lodge and out onto what had become ice because of so much traffic immediately outside the door. And as soon as his skis hit that ice, down he went. And I picked him up and he began to scuffle and would have gone down several more times before we got out of people's way trying to get out of the door. We look around, well, what are we going to do? And we see a big mound of snow piled up in the parking lot where the snowplow has piled up this snow, maybe to 8 or 10 feet high at one edge of the parking lot, and think, oh, okay, well, this is going to be where we're going to learn how to ski, this little bit of a hill right here. So we fight our way over there, and I show him how to side chop, step up this hill, and he gets up to the top of the hill and falls, and then gets up again and makes a little ways and falls. And then he makes it down to the bottom of the hill and falls. And I coach him on how you get up, how I've been taught how you get up. I forget exactly how it is now. Those of you people who ski would understand, but somehow you orient yourself relative to the slope, and you're able to get gravity working for you, and you can stand back up. So I think, well, this is part of the lesson. And so I teach him how to do this, and he gets up. And we're doing that, and he's snow plowing down this little incline and typically falling, getting up and snow plowing down. And till one time he comes on down, falls at the bottom, and he can't get up. He just decline this. He uses the technique I taught him, and it doesn't work. He just keeps slipping. He just keeps not being able to get up. And I keep emphasizing, just do this, whatever the thing was. And it doesn't work. And he's crying. And I'm standing over him at the end of my patience. And I'm exactly like my father was with me when the idea was to move me out and through some experience that would build my confidence and self-esteem. So somehow I caught a notion that this was heading very wrong and that I was just making it worse. And I said, well, okay, let me see. And I fell down on the ice and snow right next to him. And I said, so we just do it like this. And I tried the method. And I wasn't able to stand up. And I said, yeah, you know what? I can't either. I don't know what the deal is here. Let's work with this until we figure out how we can stand up. And we did, and did get up, and he got back to the top of the hill and started coming down again and started coming down. And while we'd been doing this, his friend Bert had been going by, and his friend Bert was a really skilled skier, and he'd go down the mountain and take the lift back up and see us there and call to us. And we were proceeding ahead, and he's getting a little more confident. And here comes Bert, and Bert says, hey, Brian, want to come with me? And Brian looks at me, can I do that? And I said, man, you're going to fall. And he said, yeah, I can handle my falls. I said, well, okay, off you go. So he went off with Bert. And I didn't see him again until nearly the end of the day. And we came across each other up at the top of the slope. And we said, wow, how's it been going? And he says, yeah, it's been going great. And I say, wow, one more run. I tell you what, you go first, you take off. I'll wait about 5 minutes. And then if you've fallen, I'll be behind you and I can come up and help. We'll keep going, go on down the hill. He said, okay. So he took off. About 5 minutes later, I took off. And I'm going as fast as I can. And I never catch him. I don't see him until the bottom of the hill. And we take off our rental equipment and throw it back in the bottom of the bus and climb on board. And now we're going home in the dark of the early evening. But Brian's not sitting with me. He's sitting with Bert in the back of the bus, flirting with girls. So in the space of a day, I went from teaching my son how to walk to not being able to run as fast as he did. Thank you.